It's my friend Joelle. You want to say hi? You have to. You smell the sage? Oh, okay. No, you can't say hi. All right, I love you. All right. Oh, wait. Are we live?
I think we're live, yes. I'm really waiting to see what's happening. Let's see here.
Yeah, I love you.
Okay, let me do my sound check now. Let's see here. Okay, let me do my sound check now. Okay, we might be a little bit laggy, but for all intents and purposes, it is go time. So welcome, welcome, and welcome to today's episode of In the Cards with the Viberarian. My name is Joelle, and I'm here with my friend Melanie Brewer, also known as Naked Lady Mandalas. Hey, Mel.
Hello, hello. Hi, everybody.
We'll give it here a second just to let people pop in, you know, for the live notifications to go out. If you're in the chat, say hello. This is the weekly conversation about all things tarot and oracle decks. I love cards. Woohoo! So I'm glad to be able to be here with you. Hold on, I'm pulling up the information and I'm waiting for the moderator to get to the chat. Okay, thank you for pausing your family dinner time to come on this evening.
We didn't pause it. They're just continuing, and I'm taking my own time.
Okay, wonderful. I'm sure they're having some kind of green goodness for dinner this evening.
We made a salad with some broccoli and kale and cucumbers in it, and then tossed it all together with tahini and vinegar, and I forgot the maple syrup, so my kids said it tasted bitter, but
Okay.
Soy sauce and Dijon mustard. Throw that all in there and toss, and it's delicious.
Sounds delicious. So we're in here tonight to talk about the Mandala Healing Oracle. And this is a deck that I do not have. Yay.
Sorry, it's reversed.
It was Denise Jarvie, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Artwork by Lindy Longhurst.
Awesome. I connected with Denise Jarvie on Instagram when I was posting about it, just to follow her profile when I went to look it up. So if you're out there on Instagram, it's Denise Jarvie 11 is where you can catch up with her. And she does a whole lot of things about meditation and intention and going within. So I've kind of just started getting to know her through researching for this particular episode. So we've got some folks popping in the chat, the regular Good Vibe tribe. All right. Hey, Jacqueline. Everybody who's putting their wish list together based on how these cards look in this reading. So by way of background, Melanie, Naked Lady Mandalas, joined me last night for my podcast, The Psychic Inside Show. And that is where people come and they share their journey with us, and we get to probe and ask questions about how you discovered your psychic gifts and abilities or integrated those things. And Melanie, we had a great conversation last night, and that episode will actually be up here on YouTube when I get through my backlog. So people will be able to catch up and learn a little bit more about you. So thank you for that last night. It was a great conversation.
It was so much fun, and I just felt so bubbly afterwards, like I always do after talking with you.
Yes, absolutely. Now, of course, as Naked Lady Mandalas, you're sitting in front of a beautiful piece of work. I can only assume that that is your creation.
Yes, ma'am, it is. It was one of the last big pieces of art that I did. We pulled our girls out of school last year, and so this was the final piece that I was able to complete before they left the Montessori and then were homeschooled with us. And so we hung it up. It's still not officially done yet, but
Really?
there's always more layers to add.
Well, it's both drawing me in and pushing me out. And it's very energetic of a piece there. So I'm like, I'm falling in.
Swirling around the vortex, right?
Yes, a portal, right? So we've been connected a couple years. We met through our friend Shannon, Heaven to Earth 1111. I saw her comments on share one of your art pieces, and then I started stalking your art. And eventually we connected personally and have been chatting and collaborating in spirit since then for the last couple of years, really. And it came to a point where I wanted to like really acknowledge you, and I got prompted by spirit that when I saw this deck, I thought, oh my gosh, I think that you would like it, but I didn't want you to be offended that I got you a mandala artist, somebody else's mandala artwork. But then I trusted spirit and was like, okay, I need to go ahead and send this. So in terms of oracle cards, do you have a lot of oracle decks already?
I believe I only have like 6 or 7, and every deck was purchased or given for like a specific reason. And so this was definitely like a super powerful deck that I received at a really important time in my life by a really awesome person.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
I was not offended in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely love other people's mandalas and other people's work, and I follow other mandala artists. I find it very intriguing, and it blows my mind every time that we as mandala artists start with the same skeleton, you would say, like as a stencil. So you have the flower of life, Metatron's cube, those kinds of sacred geometry stencils. And yet what's created is completely individual to the artist. And
Mhm.
it varies oftentimes as to where they are in the world. There's some cultural input within their brain, within their system, DNA, I don't know what it is, but all of the mandalas that they draw are different. I find that in my class that I'm giving the same direction to everybody, yet everybody just takes a totally different journey and path with what they're creating. And so I love to get artwork from other people. I think it's really awesome.
Oh, good. I guess they're like snowflakes, right?
Every single one's
It's
individual.
so
You can't
pretty.
replicate them even if you tried, because I tried.
Oh, right. You're like, how did I do that again?
Yeah, I did 300 mandalas in 30 days. And
Wow.
it was 300 mini, like 3-inch mandalas this size. And I wanted to mass produce them. And so I figured if I just kept them exactly the same, it would be easier to do. And it ended up that there'd be mistakes in each one, that I couldn't do the same one every time. And I just had to make it different. And it ended up being easier to recreate or to create different ones than trying to stick to a certain formula.
Oh my gosh, what do you have, like a mandala Christmas tree or something? Or like,
I was actually asked by somebody, and it ended up being like a screwed over situation, but I learned a lot of lessons from it. They asked me to donate these mandalas to a box that they would put all Outer Banks stuff into. And then this was like what did they call it? A subscription box regarding the Outer Banks. And with it came free advertising, and that was the exchange.
mhm.
Um, and then she ended up like selling my artwork afterwards and stuff, which was very interesting. But off the
Mm.
course, it was for that journey that I was asked to do that. And so I only had 30 days to turn it out, and I managed to do it. I had to do 11 to 18 every day, and it took about 4 hours every day to bust it all out.
Wow.
But I
And
put my head down.
that's actually more mandalas than is in that deck. I mean, we're looking at 300 were these all colored and everything? Or
I
were
took,
they-
there's a couple videos in my shorts on the YouTube channel if people want to check them out, but they're these little wooden circles. And so I had the kids all sit around and they got to choose 3 colors and they would squish them circles together and pull them apart. And it would make this really fancy color pattern on the background. And then I choose black, silver, or gold paint pen to go over top. And each one took me between 6 and 20 minutes.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I
Thank you.
mean, the uniqueness of it and the personal experience of art, I think, especially because the mandala is not trying to recreate any picture of something. Like, you're not looking at a mountain vista or an ocean scene or an impressionist face, or, you know, or a character in action. You're just really absorbing the energy and whatever the color patterns and frequencies unlock in you as the viewer, along with the intention of the creator who's brought it forward in a very specific way. So how do you find working with the deck personally, since you are actually a mandala artist?
I look at like the different things that she's recreated to be identical in each section, but then she also has things that are different in each section. And I this this mandala was inspired by this deck because you gave this to me right before I started this. And so there's various sections here. It stands for water. This came out as light language. There's mountains with a plateau, wind, more mountains. And so each symbol that's within that mandala circle area, I chose for it to be different because of what I was seeing coming from this artist. So
oh, that's very cool. Yay. Okay, so like, okay, like the deck itself, how's the boxing? Like, what are we looking at in terms of the packaging?
So it came in this probably 4-inch box, and it's square, which I love. So like my mandala workbook comes in a square shape instead of like a regular 8x11 form. So that really called out to me. And then when we open the box, and it opens like this, I already took the stuff out because I wanted to be prepared, but it comes with an awesome book that then goes through each card and has a pretty decent description for each card, along with prayers and how it can like be applied to your life in different ways. Prompting for journal entries as well, which I really loved and I have used many a time. And then came the package of cards. And
so they're round cards. That was one thing I noticed when I saw them. And actually, these are from Blue Angel Publishing, and I'm signed up for their newsletter. And every month they feature a conversation with the artist or the deck creator. And that is where I saw that right around the time that I sent it to you as well.
So cool.
I think cool. I just got my first circular deck recently. How do you like dealing with circular cards?
They are definitely something you have to get used to. And it definitely like stretches the hand. And I'm somebody that is like your poker card table shuffler. So like doing the fold and then like,
yeah, me too.
So it's definitely something to get used to, but it doesn't hurt me in any way. And I really enjoy them anyways. And I think it's really unique that they come in a circle, whereas most come as a card. So,
so
bonus.
Is the back card of each card the art with writing on the other side, or is it a uniform back on all the cards?
It's a uniform back on all the cards. And so this is the uniform back. And I love how it pulls different geometry into it. So you're not just seeing petals like I draw, you're also seeing triangles, you're seeing a hexagon, you're seeing curves and flow and flowers and all sorts of different creations within the card. So the back of the card is powerful just as much as the front of the card. And so then on the front, there's no writing on the cards except for one word or a couple words. So this is
what's that one say?
Acceptance.
That's beautiful. I see all the faces circling.
Yep.
Oh, what are the little borders? Is it like waves or what's with the red dots?
This one's waves, and then there's also a heart and fish jumping. So let's see if I can get it a little closer.
Oh, yes. And cups circling around the women.
Yep, and they are holding hands with the cups.
Oh, how beautiful and perfect. Did you already pick that one out, or was that what came
That was
out?
bottom of the deck.
Well, I think that's beautiful because it's like the circle of people, right? And connectedness. So there's never any accident. So um
The
that
fish
is
for Pisces
beautiful.
season, the the fish around for Pisces season, and the sharing of the cups, and then the heart with the love and the little hearts that go all the way around, which is
Yeah.
definitely a vibe of the Pisces season.
That's beautiful. I love mandalas are inherently feminist, I believe, because I can't see them without seeing like the sacred womb or the
That's
seed point. I mean, I just see it as the birth canal from the formlessness of the void through the yoni and outwards. I just can't help but see it like that.
so my husband told me that several years ago, and it was during a time when we had separated and I was still drawing them. And he said that every single mandala that he sees, all he sees are a bunch of vaginas. And I was like, I'm really trying not to make them vaginas. And he goes, no, they're definitely vaginas. And I was like super irritated. So I was then like continuing to draw my petals, and I'm like, I'm going to make them not look like vaginas. And then I would get around and around and around, and I'd end up at the end, I'm like, shit, it looks like another vagina.
Yes, I
Some
love it.
I have found some people that will do more masculine mandalas, and they will be very sharp in nature and more like almost it reminds me of like Washington Monument, phallic, long petals, and they'll be sharp in nature. And I find those to be a little bit more masculine with less vaginas
Like the
being drawn.
Sri Yantra, with the bordering form of the square on either side. But
Yep.
yeah, very, very cool. So, all right, well, we got to hear what acceptance says, just because it came out to deliver us a message. And then I'm going to ask you to pull another card. And then if folks are in the chat, I know I would like a card, and I believe that Jacqueline in the chat would probably love one. We'll give her a little time to pop out. But so let's see what acceptance says.
Well, acceptance says, and I'll hold the card up while I'm reading. Bear with me if I'm flopping around. Gently accept where you are right now. It is not wrong or right. It is just where you are. There is no need to explain or justify what brought you here. The more details you give to a story, the more hold it has on you, and the harder it is to move forward from it. Healing reflection. Open your heart and receive your desires. Place the acceptance card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This is your sacred heart of truth. Breathe and relax. All is well. You are worthy of living your dreams and desires. As you accept who and where you are, all that you resist and fear will begin to heal. Ooh, I'm falling. Now open your heart to accept your dreams and desires that are flowing from the chalices. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala. Know with certainty that your dreams and desires are moving on the waves to your physical life. Close your eyes and stay in the space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe acceptance into your body and open your eyes. Journal prompt. List your dreams and desires in your journal. Next to them, write how they make you feel. For example, travel to Africa will make me feel adventurous. Excited to see animals in the wild. Sense of freedom, expansiveness. So there you have it. There's acceptance. I feel this definitely resonates with
Yes.
where I've been at lately. And I just keep telling myself over and over, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be in this moment now. And my journey is divinely guided.
Yes, I just felt like a soft hug when you started reading the words, like everything's okay, like, right? And It's funny because I'm out in Washington State visiting my sister, her husband, and my nieces and nephew, and they're like 9, 7, and 5. We just finished watching an episode of Tab Time, which I love it. It's a children's program from Tabitha Brown, and it's like giving me all the Mr. Rogers Sesame Street New Millennium feels in kids programming. And the episode was about loving yourself. And so the craft that you had to do was make a pride lion. And we each had to write things on the lion's mane pieces that we liked about ourselves. And then we had to share what we liked about the other person and write it down for them so they can be reflected back on their good traits. But it was about them saying what they liked about themselves that makes you unique and that, you know, is a good thing. So we had all kinds of fun contributions to that. But I love that being encouraged at the inner child stage of 5, 6, 7 to really think about what you like about yourself versus what you don't like about yourself. Because even at those ages, they're becoming very conscientious of, I don't fit in. And that was kind of the lesson of the children's programming, was that we can see ourselves sometimes as differently and think that that's a bad thing. And realizing as we grow older and come into that acceptance that there's nothing bad about us, and that's just the way that we are is okay. So it's like a mother teaching their child. It's like spirit is reminding us, the adults with the inner child, the same thing, that you are perfect just as you are. Accept yourself, you know. Perfect message for today.
Beautiful message.
So that's the entirety then. It was about like one page on the each one.
Yep.
Okay, 2 pages per.
Yeah, or like one whole page, but about that. A couple of them are a little bit longer or a little bit less.
Okay.
Some of them extend to like a third page. Oh.
And you do journaling with your, or I'm not a good journaler, so you're a writer though, right? You like to write and process.
I have this little slip in here.
Oh, what does it say?
A gift for you. The circle is ever expanding in love and light. I appreciate our sisterhood, from Joelle, the Viberarian.
Oh, yes, it is.
This was on the page of awareness, by the way.
Okay, give it to us. Give it to us. I'll take it. There's no accidents. And hello to Shannon. She just popped into the chat room. Yay, Shannon, heaven to earth. And Jacqueline said she most definitely would like a card when we get back to around it.
Rock on. We will do it, my friends. All right. Well, thank you, Shannon, for being here, because you connected us. So it's because of you. Thank you, my friend. This card is called the awareness card.
It's an owl. Is that an owl?
No. No.
It looks like an owl poking its ears up on the center.
It definitely does. It's actually 2 women facing apart from each other with a bunch of swirly, curly cues.
Oh, wow.
But it definitely looks like an owl from this perspective, with me peeking up from underneath.
You know, me and my trifocals. Is it a bunch of people around in the circles?
Yes, it is. And there's also the bird tribe in the circle.
Oh, the bird tribe. Yay. You know, that's what I knew, the owl energy. Bird tribe, that's the high priestess, the wisdom of the divine, the spirits, the divine rays that are here. So I love that. Awareness, that's high priestess, divine intuition.
There's also dragonflies and butterflies. Ooh. And the dragonflies are in between the circles there.
Okay.
And the butterflies are around the edge. And the funny thing too about the bird tribe, before we had our conversation yesterday, I saw a murmuration, which I've learned now, of like hundreds of birds all flying together in like one form and doing these like loop-de-loos through the sky. And so they nest in the marshland right near where I always watch the sunsets. and they were flying around like crazy. I haven't seen that many. And I haven't seen that many since a long time ago. And I saw them yesterday before we had our conversation. I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's gonna be a good talk.
I know, that's awesome. The flocking together, the tribe came together.
Oh yes.
Beautiful red grounding in, the blue, a truthful expression.
There's parakeets. There's, I think, it's some kind of parrot or lovebird that has like all those different
Oh, yeah,
colors.
yes. Like a toucan or something.
No, he's not a
No.
toucan, but they usually are bought in pairs, I feel like. And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a male and a female, and they're very vibrantly colored. It
Ooh,
almost looks like a kookaburra, and then a some kind of a finch or sparrow.
okay.
Yep. And
Ooh,
then for
cool.
the people, we have fairies. They're not actual people. They all have wings.
The
Eh,
Fae. Beautiful. Tomorrow, would you take a picture of these, or tonight and put them on your Instagram?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll reshare them. Okay.
Absolutely. Should we hear the reading for awareness, or
Yes,
should,
please.
all
Yeah.
right. So I'll hold that up again for you all to take in the energy. I feel like the cards actually hold energy,
Mm-hmm.
and that the mandala power holds the energy. So here we
Mm-hmm.
go. Awareness. Expand your awareness by turning inward to explore the wisdom of your inner world. Unite these findings with your physical knowledge to broaden consciousness and perception. We were just talking about going inwards, right?
Yep.
Your field of comprehension will extend into wider, higher, and deeper levels of information to reveal the known from the unknown. Healing reflection. Observe from an elevated viewpoint. Place the awareness card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This will expand your awareness so you can see both sides of anything at the same time. Breathe and relax. All is well. Feel your consciousness expanding. Let it rise like the day star in the mandala. Imagine you see your life form from above, an expanded view without judgment. Now open your mind's eye to new discoveries of the events of your life. Become aware that your observations and reactions can be changed. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala and become aware of the wisdom and reason for events in your life and how grateful you are for all experiences. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe awareness into your body and open your eyes to your new insight. Journal prompt. Write about or draw 3 significant difficult events from your life. Then write or draw how they helped you understand the motivations and values that drive your reactions. Ask yourself, how did these events help me gain clarity and fine-tune how I truly wanted to live my life? Then write or draw the wisdom you received. The end.
Mm, that's like a perfect companion for the acceptance, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Awareness and taking that different perspective about oneself. There's a quote that I love by Florida Scott Maxwell. And let me pull it up so that I can get it correctly. I don't want to butcher it and then ruin it. Hold on here. All right, it's by Florida Scott Maxwell. You need only claim the events of your life to make yourself yours. When you truly possess all you have been and done, which may take some time, you are fierce with reality.
I agree 1000%.
Right? Once you've done that,
There's
nobody
no
can
turning
really
back.
change like, because it's our perspective that looking from above, from that higher consciousness, from that compassionate place versus that lower critical place, which we learn to filter ourselves through, stepping back to begin to accept those things we rejected and we judged ourselves as so harshly for the decisions that we made. So those are perfect to to come hand in hand, right?
Oh, yes. That was something that was very hard for me, having used IV drugs while I was pregnant and breastfeeding and being a mother, to come into that place of acceptance and awareness of the reality that I went through. And like, finally come to a place where I wasn't angry with myself for what I had done to my children, that it was what needed to happen on every level. And it brought me to who I was today, in case that resonates with anybody, because
Yeah.
we sometimes do some really terrible things in our lives, and maybe the person on the other end of it needed to learn some kind of a lesson, or maybe, like, everything I feel like happens for a reason, but to come to that place of acceptance and awareness is a very difficult journey. And I can say that wholeheartedly from
Well, yeah.
experience.
And you talk about that a lot on your channel, Naked Lady Mandalas here on YouTube, that you very nakedly post about like who you've been and what you've come through and your challenges with life, in the dark night of the soul and all of those things in order to put yourself out there in public. If you have not really done some inner work, it will shred you to the bits of nothingness to begin to vulnerably share yourself. You better like your warts, bumps, and knots and bruises before you go showing them to people. Because
Oh
it
yeah.
takes a strong sense of love and identity to purposely put yourself out there where people can anonymously even criticize you, about that and say, oh, you were a terrible mother. How could you have done that? And it's like, hey, if I hadn't reached this point, you would never even heard about it.
Yep. I'd still be overdosing in the gutter.
Right. So I love that. Well, acceptance awareness, and Shannon said she didn't even know it was going to be tonight. She just happened to get home, so it was divine timing. She must have heard a spirit tapped on her shoulder, said they're talking about you. So for Jacqueline, could you pull a mandala card for her in the chat? Thanks for being here with the Good Vibe Tribe.
Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. Does she want to have a card drawn on a particular topic, or would you like to just have a generalized card drawn? You want me to put some kind of intention into it?
Well, I will give her just a second here to go ahead and respond to that in the chat while you shuffle and get the cards ready. And Shannon, if you would like a card, then also if you would speak up to say if you have a topic or if you just want Mel to go ahead and draw. I think there's about a 30-second lag on here, so.
No worries. I whisper to myself while I'm shuffling.
We'll give it just another few seconds here. Oh, okay. Shannon says, yes, she wants a card, but so she'll probably just defer to you picking. Oh yeah, Jacqueline said whatever spirit wants her to know.
Perfect. There's a lot of red popping up in the shuffle.
Okay.
Which there's actually a section. There's a section within the book that we can read talking about the different colors.
Okay, cool.
All right, so let's see what flops out. Whoa. I got 3.
Okay, well.
You want me to go to 1?
Yeah, just 1.
Okay.
Maybe you could put the other 2 aside and I'll connect the 2 of you later.
I stuck them back in there.
Okay.
Messages for Jacqueline. 1 message for Jacqueline, please. There it is. I love how that works.
You're like, oh, you said messages. Okay.
Okay, so we have the feminine is the card that was drawn. And on this card, there are pears, apples, and some kind of other red, maybe oranges and another red hanging fruit. There's an emperor penguin. There looks to be maybe a pelican or some kind of long-necked heron, a very funky looking merganser or cormorant, bird as well as an albatross. And then
Mm.
there are also 3 women on the one side with their faces, like a face here, a face here, and a face here,
Oh,
as well
Mother
as
Maiden Crone.
3 women on the other side that are standing 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
A woman with a castle behind her and a woman looking to be a scientist at the bottom.
What's so funny is that Shannon just said, I love seeing you two queens on International Women's Day. And you're like, feminine, woman.
That's
Wow.
so funny. So that's our card.
Okay, what's the number?
35.
Okay. Wow. All right. We were talking about the mandalas, the birth canal, and okay, for Women's Day. Thanks for bringing that up, Shannon, to connect the dots on that.
Oh yes, and
Divine
we've also
feminine energy is reemerging in both the masculine and feminine.
it sure is. I was just listening to a YouTube today while I was cleaning by Amanda Ellis talking
Oh
about
yeah.
the divine feminine, and so it's very
Very
uh,
timely.
sure is. Spirit's always on point, isn't aren't they, or aren't
Yes.
isn't it? All right, so here we go with the feminine. Honor animus, the divine feminine within, the maiden, the mother, and the wise woman. Throughout all the seasons, she shines pure, nurturing, and wise rays of light into the mystery of life. This light sparks creations to fly from the unknown, planting wouldn't it be nice seeds in the garden of your life.
Wait. Wouldn't it be nice seeds? I like that. Wait, I'm planting wouldn't it be nice seeds in my life. I like that. Okay. I might actually use that as a writing thing. Wouldn't it be nice? That's cute.
Oh, yes. And healing reflection, tap into your inner wisdom. Place the feminine card in front of you and take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This is your sacred inner light, a guiding presence to heal and illuminate the mystery of creation and intuition. All is well. You are so much more than you think you are. You are a co-creator in the dance of creation. Play in the light of mystery and create new pathways of dreams. Your inner light knows what you need to feel loved and safe. Trust the whispers of your heart. They are your inner mother, sister, or daughter, inspiring and clarifying your dreams and desires. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala. Imagine picking and enjoying the ripe fruits of your labor. How does it feel to be a co-creator of life? You are an essential part of this eternal universe. It needs you to know itself. Shine your inner light inward and let it awaken your inner knowing and desires. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe the feminine light into your body and open your eyes to the grace of life. Journal prompt. Write about or draw 3 women you admire. Then write about or draw what they inspire in you and why.
Wow. 3 women. That's beautiful.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So there you have it, Jacqueline.
That's awesome.
There's also a woman in the center that I'm just noticing, and she is pouring out the water. So I think she is symbolizing the sign of Aquarius. There is also the sign of Aquarius below her where she's pouring the water out that flows.
The
It's
water
right here.
here.
And then it flows into the rest of the mandala, creating the water. I find that really interesting that Aquarius is showing through.
Yes, that is the water bearer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the divine feminine is the waters, as well.
Yes.
And we create from our emotions, right? So that's the other thing of realizing that when you accept and come into awareness of why you're feeling, and start to accept all of that, then your manifestation and your creation becomes different. Because your emotional water state is different, because you're now creating situations where you're not, I have to do this and I have to do that because I've judged myself that I need to be a perfectionist, right? We have a lot easier experience when we've relaxed into, oh my God, I'm not going to screw this up. Right?
Yep.
So Jacqueline says, thank you, all is well. So
Awesome.
that is
Awesome.
beautiful reinforcement. Okay, so also now for then Shannon, let's go ahead and have you draw hers.
All right,
Talk about
Shannon.
crazy, the Divine Feminine on International Women's Day.
I know this, like, I made juice tonight for a client, and I went through like all the different colors, and I needed, hang on. Okay, hang on one second. Hey girls, I can hear you through my headphones. Can you quiet down just a little bit, kiddos? Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I made juice for my client, and I made this juice here.
Oh, beet juice?
Yep. And I was in my head thinking, because I added a lot of the beet, all of the beet greens actually, except for a couple we left out for Mama Rabbit. But I was thinking in my head, it looks very blood-like. And so it's interesting with all of the
The
red.
burgundy and the deep earth and red. Yes,
The
yes,
flow of the feminine
yes.
as well. I just find that super
And the
interesting.
iron rich, beet is an iron builder, blood
Yep.
builder. And
I named it in my head. So I pick funny names for my juices, and for my client, like I'll send her these ridiculous names, but I don't always put them on Instagram. And I called it La Sangre de la Tierra. So it's the blood of the
the
earth.
blood of the earth. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
Me and my weird self making
Hey,
juices.
that's that creative, right? Acceptance, awareness. Okay, well.
All right, so Miss Shannon, let's pull some cards for you. Half the deck just fell out. Hang on one second. Come on, cards. I'm not a picker. I'm always a flopper. Got to wait for the flop.
Yes, I'm not a flopper.
You're a picker?
I'm a shuffler.
Messages for Shannon at this time. One message for Shannon. There she is. So as I was shuffling, I was like, there's a lot of pink showing through.
Oh,
Ta-da!
oh, look, how beautiful. Oh, it's like Ganesh.
Ganeshish. Let me look at the bottom. Inspired action is the phrase. And then we have an elephant with ears on a lady with a heart and her third eye.
Mm-hmm.
She is floating maybe like in a dream space on one side of the card. She's holding her heart, cradling her heart, looking at the sun on the other side, or it could be the moon. There's a volcano shooting hearts out of the top of it. It's the top with a little road winding to the volcano, or maybe it's the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then a road winding through the woods and forest, as well as 4 snakes and some spirals of life.
Mm. Is that like a tree with leaves of hearts at the top?
That is the volcano.
Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful art. Very beautiful.
Yes. Very unique and different as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love how it's like images and the mandala shape, the repetition of the pattern of the shape.
Yep. And I really enjoy the slithering of the snakes, but as well as like the road is kind of in that shape, as well as the trunk. and the other
Shannon just
winding
had
road.
typed as you started to say that. She said, snakes coming up, just as you started talking about the snakes. You gotta love the delay. I'm sure she'll hear this in a few seconds. So it's very interesting.
Too funny. The number on there is 12.
Okay. It's a 3,
And
the Trinity.
here
Okay.
we are. So living our busy lives gives access to amazing ideas and new creations that swirl in the collective consciousness. But a busy life can also knock you out of alignment, where you will doubt your ability or worthiness to manifest new ideas or creations. Breathe into your center, tune into your new creative ideas, and inspired action will follow. Healing reflection, tune into the whispers of your soul. Place the inspired action card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This is your sacred space of active listening. Breathe and relax. When you are busy justifying and explaining, you are not in tune with your truth and you will feel overwhelmed. Imagine you have great elephant ears that can hear everything, but only tune in to what will inspire and advance your desires. You can do this by being fully present and centered in your center of active listening. There's nothing you have to say or do but listen. Open your heart and mind to hear your inner voice, nature, and other dimensions. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala. Feel information flowing to you. Let it in to inspire and create the path of least resistance to your desires. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe inspired action into your body. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Breathe in inspired action into your body, open your eyes and shine. Journal prompt. Write or draw 3 things in your life that seem to come without much effort. This is to show you it was not luck. Instead, you acted upon the inspired action you received. You knew it was the right thing for you to do, which means you hold no resistance towards having this thing and open the door for it to turn up in your life. Oh no. Dang. I gotta get to there's 3rd page because it's all about the 3s.
Bring it.
Oh no, that was it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right. So you knew it was the right thing for you to do, which means you held no resistance toward having this thing and opened the door for it to turn up in your life. So very cool. I remember seeing a post of Shannon's on her Instagram, Heaven to Earth, talking about the universe kind of laying her out because she wasn't taking a break. And if you don't take that break, it's going to help take it for you. And so in that first section, when it talked about living our busy lives gives access to amazing ideas, but it can also knock you out of alignment.
I was thinking about that too. She does so much from time to time. This happens quite a bit, every 3 or 4 months from all the work that she's doing out where she is in her community. And then it'll be something in her nose or her sinuses, and she's like, okay, I have to be quiet for a minute.
And that happens with me as well. So I totally feel
it does.
I feel that whole scenario that we have to plow forward, but also like take that step back in time for ourselves to regenerate and to be able to breathe and find that creativity and divine connection again.
Well, and that's what the water rabbit year was talking about when we learned from my conversation with Alka about the year of the water rabbit, that about going within and discerning, but being ready for nimble action when action is called for, not out of fear or reactionary, because you've actually been quiet and you're ready to do when the window opens, you're ready to go ahead, well rested, and you have a clear plan to go ahead and rapidly accomplish that thing that is presented in the right time.
Absolutely. Beautiful. So
yeah,
is there any?
Tina says, yes, it laid me out flat. Yeah, it does. But self-care, right? And that's a feminine thing, right? We learn. And I mean, it's a masculine thing too, because how many of us have said, oh my gosh, men are terrible at being sick. Like, men make the worst patients. Like when they do get sick, it's like, they're incapacitated. Women, we're the ones that struggle on and struggle on while we're sick. And it's like neither of us do well with honoring the body. And part of that is the American push, 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 grind, gotta go, gotta work, gotta make, earn, go, keep up with the Joneses, work schedule, keep up with the day, everybody's up at 8, school time, blah, blah, blah. It's like, wait, when am I supposed to do this breathing self-care thing? Oh, I've got 15 minutes between 11 and 11:15.
Woo!
Right. So yeah, that when we get laid out, unfortunately, it gets to that point. I've tried to work it so that it doesn't, but I think we all still get caught up in those whirlwind moments a couple times a year when we do overextend our energy field too long and have to come down.
For a very long time, I would refuse to take that break and have guilt associated with that break, mostly because of my kids' early childhood and who I was then. And so it took many years to finally be able to recognize I'm getting overwhelmed. I need to take a step back. And it also took my family many years to be like, whoa, mom's energy is getting a little rough. Mom needs to take a step back.
Mommy needs a moment.
They'll say to me, they're like, why don't you go for a walk and just take a step away?
Yes.
We got this. It's okay, Mom. And I'm like, thank God.
Right. But I mean, that's that awareness again, right? Though we can't put ourselves to the side all the time, because most of the time we are then aware of it, but we back burner it.
Yep, absolutely. And then the universe is like, here's this illness that is going to put you down so you get rested and rejuvenated, and you're going to have to go through the junk a little bit more than was originally planned. But now you get your codes, you get all, because if we're not connecting and we're not taking that break, we're missing the divine codes and the divine connection.
That's what I was thinking. It's like our higher guidance, if we step back and look at that perspective, it says from the awareness looking down, it's clear when we're tired, we're fatigued, and the higher self usually tries to gently, but the mind and the perception of self, what we allow ourselves, overrides that. And that's when the body, then the higher consciousness is like, I'm gonna bypass you. Me and the cells are going to have a conversation because they've been really trying to tell you too. But
you just been ignoring us.
You overrule everybody. So we've colluded, we're voting, and now you're going to be bedridden for 3 days.
That's how the body and higher self works. They're just like, no, you sit down and you're going to like it.
Right. And then most of us still feel guilty then for taking the downtime when we need it. So awareness, acceptance, honoring the feminine and the nurturing self, knowing that we're exactly where we are supposed to be and that we haven't screwed up everything royally from anything that we've ever done.
Right.
And that there's so much more that we can do with ourselves, which in essence is a mandala itself. It's never finished. There's always refining to do, and there's no such thing as an accident. It all just contributes to the beauty and the form of what is created.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so with the cards, I wanted to hold these up again and let you all see the colors, because I'm going to go through the color section, which I have never done before. I didn't realize there was a color section. So I thought these cards kind of went a little bit together, where it's like flopping the blue with the pink.
Yes.
And then these two cards also do a similar mirrored effect with the color. I find that fascinating that those cards came out like that, with this like mirrored flip-floppy, where this is predominantly blue with red, this is predominantly red with blue. So let's talk. Do you mind if we talk about the colors real quick?
Go ahead, yes.
All right. So pink is reading for unconditional love, trust, empathy. When pink is prominent in a card reading, it indicates a focus on matters of the heart. which multiple ones had hearts in them.
Mhm.
Pink brings calmness, relaxation, and reassurance to emotional states. It brings awareness to one's nurturing side so caring and understanding self or others can occur. I love that.
Right. I'm like, okay, message received.
Red is passion, action, and power. Red indicates that action will be required. It brings courage, confidence, and security in times of change and transformation. Red is teeming with passion, vitality, and power. Too little, and we are overcome with fear. Too much, and we are running around trying to activate everything into being. Healing, warmth, safety, certainty. Red stimulates and balances your belief in yourself. Breathe in red and send it to anything you are uncertain of. It will strengthen foundations and live in and animate while promoting a feeling of safety and well-being.
Okay.
So that's beautiful.
Safety
Now,
root chakra.
I don't know why, but it's omitted blue from the colors.
Hmm.
So we have
know
yellow.
blue is speaking, teaching, higher consciousness, truthful expression,
Flow state.
verbalization, flow, emotions.
So I don't, maybe she sees this as purple instead of blue, because that does list purple. Well, no, because this one is more purple.
Mm-hmm.
Why did blue get shafted? I'm just taking a one more glance real quick, but yeah, I don't see blue in here. But we covered it, I guess. Just not in her interpretation, which is okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and what that maybe that's part of the thing is like maybe blue is the formlessness of the void, you know, and that all things emerge from it versus black in her, you know,
Yeah,
talent,
yeah.
conscious of creation. So how many cards are in the deck? Was it a 44 card deck? Does it say on the box?
I was just going to look into the
numbers.
contents. 44. You are correct. Ooh,
and there's what?
the last card is personal mandala.
Oh, is you draw one?
I didn't draw it, but I was looking to see how many cards there were in personal mandala on page 133. I feel like we should find this card.
Yeah, I think we should too. Shannon noticed the blue background today for my alternate studio as well.
That's true. All right, this might take me a hot minute. I don't think I ever pulled this card, and I pulled and played with these cards many a time, so I'm excited to see what it's all about.
133, which is a 7, which is my divine feminine calling card number.
Tune in, higher will, deliberate creation.
Oh, we have another person here who popped in chat. Can so you. So after you read this card, can you pull a card for Can So You?
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining and tuning in.
I was looking for the personal mandala card. Oh, it's very personal. So we have a kookaburra again, a koala, some kind of jungly looking cat, and another type of bird. There's some more Australian themed animals, it looks like, on the bottom that I don't know their names, with 2 beetles and a butterfly. We have mountains, sun, and a moon in the center, as well as a giant tree and more snakes. So there's a couple snakes in this card.
Oh, so you'll be able to color it.
Yes, that's so cool. I can't wait.
I love it. The mountains, as I sit here and look at Mount Rainier from my sister's house in Washington. Beautiful. And the snake is such a feminine energy, you know, and indigenous spirituality.
As well as like Kundalini rising.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get the reading for that card, because we are all mandalas. I believe that we are just walking forms of mandala. And we all need to have a little personal mandala message in our life.
Yes.
So let's see. Hold it up. Imagine color filling this mandala as a way to visit your beautiful, harmonious center whenever you want. Each time you gaze upon this image, your consciousness will expand and the colors you see may change. So you're not supposed to color it.
Oh, wow.
New ideas will drop into your awareness in the days that follow. Celebrate the newfound empowerment you are creating. Healing reflection. Open and expand your creativity. The action of coloring in this mandala is a healing and a meditation. Oh, so I'm confused now. Personalize this beautiful mandala by choosing whatever colors or medium you feel you need to use. This delightful image depicts the flora and fauna of Australia, where both Lindy, the artist, and myself, the writer, reside. As you color and work with this card, you are uniting with us to be co-creators of a new earth. Enjoy the magical unfolding of creation. The universe thanks you. Journal prompt. Choose an idea or experience you want to heal. Write about a time when you had this idea or experience. Look up the meaning and healing of the colors you have used in your mandala on page 13. Then create a story from the image and the colors to help you understand your healing process. You may like to copy or trace the image into your journal and fill it with the colors you imagine.
I want to copy. I want to color.
I could take a picture. Well, we're talking about getting a scanner. So at one point I could scan it in for you. I enjoyed the talk at the beginning about how looking into it and meditating on it and seeing the colors and seeing them change. So I feel like I want to leave this blank so that like I can envision something different every time. But I think that's really powerful. And I love that she put in that personal aspect of her life being from Australia.
Yeah, that's very illuminative. And to, it's like to have multiple copies of it from the scanner so that you could actually like change the colors,
Very, very cool.
In it. I mean, I guess to liberate oneself from the stencil would be to make your own mandala, but for those of us like myself who just really like coloring, that would be like a fun integration.
I need to start putting prints on some kind of a website or up for people. And I would like charge the cost of the print, but I enjoy giving out those for people to color in. It makes my day to see the creations that are made using the stencil that I've given,
Yes, sorry, we've got people popping in we got Christopher Brand has popped in. We've got Canso You popped in. So I'm like, oh, chitter chatter. So Christopher, thank you for popping in. I'm hoping to corral Christopher for a episode of the show because he has the Zombie Tarot Oracle deck.
Oh.
And I'm familiar with that deck. I have another friend who has it, so we're gonna get the zombie people into talk tarot, hopefully. So I would just put out a shameless pressure field peer pressure plug to you, Christopher.
Do it. It's so much fun. Do it.
Now your old coloring book so it's not available anymore.
I've actually got people asking. I taught a class on Monday and they're like, can you make more coloring books? And so I've been processing and I will have them available probably in the next 2 months at the latest. I just have to go to the printers. We can get a reprint of volume 1 and then I'll be putting out a volume 2. So all the art. Put you on the list. Do you guys want to see the book real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Well,
hang on one second.
Wait, before you do that, let's get
that's right.
Let's draw her card, then we can close the deck. Let's just focus. Okay.
Focus.
Let's focus. Cancel you. Then we'll look at your deck and then we'll wrap it up. Again, thank you everybody who is popping in. All the good vibes back to you too.
Thank you all for being here and supporting us and what we're doing to spread the love and light.
And it is I'm putting your handle in the chat.
Okay.
So hopefully people will be able to find you as well.
I keep saying messages for Can So You, and I've said messages for everybody, and it throws out like 4 cards, and then I have to stop and say specifically one message.
One message, yes.
There it is.
Boom.
Ooh, more blue, more red. This is the card of higher will.
Ooh, higher will.
We also have more moon symbology, which is interesting as we just passed by the Virgo full moon. I'm going to take a quick look at it because I can't see it in the camera.
Yeah.
There's more snakes. We have 2 more snakes. There is a dude on one side and a lady friend on the other side, somebody meditating on the bottom. There's a lot of little fairies. And so that's the second time we're talking about fairies.
The earth.
And 3 women facing each other in the middle, along with a peacock above the person meditating.
I know peacocks are a spirit totem animal for Jacqueline, so that's beautiful. It does look peacock feathery, even with the snake pattern at a distance. These cards really are very beautiful. I am very, very pleased, and I could see acquiring this for my collection in the future.
Yeah, they're really beautiful, and I love the colors and the inspiration that comes from them. Let's pull up. This is card 11.
Oh, conscious co-creation. That's what just said in the last thing with that blank slate, right? Okay, I love it. Oh, and it's the triangle too. I see that Trinity. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. Surrender personal will to higher will for information that leads to the path of least resistance. Your thoughts, actions, and choices have tremendous influence, and when you ally them with your soul truth, you will amplify the power and see the bigger picture. Healing reflection. Observe through the eyes of love. Place the higher will card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This is the door to your expanded perception. Breathe and relax. The triangle is linking all of your insights, the masculine, the feminine, the inner moon, the outer sun, the elementals, animal instinct, the inner child, the inner self-critic, and self-acceptance.
Wow.
Open your heart and mind and see with no judgment through the eyes of your higher will. Inspired action is beginning to form, and very soon you will know exactly what your next steps are. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala. Know that even if everything beyond the circle is a mystery to your personal will, your higher will can see it all and is drawing your dreams and desires to you through the blue and pink of truth and love. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe your higher will into your body, open your eyes, and smile. Ask yourself, how willing am I to choose my thoughts and actions from my higher perspective? Write or draw whatever comes to you.
How willing am I?
How willing am I to choose my thoughts and actions from my higher perspective? That I wanted to reread that because I just found that really profound.
That's like a question that we can't rip. Oh, I'm so willing. I'm all in, right? And then higher self says, yeah. So let's test that out. Neo, and Neo's sitting on the ledge in the Matrix, and the telephone is telling him, jump, and he's like, nah, never mind. And then he goes back in and they freeze his face shut. And he's like, maybe I should have listened to higher self, even though it seemed a little crazy, right? Like how willing, that's the big question, because we have to answer that question. Do we have big trust in ourselves? Do we have big trust in that higher self connection to say, it may seem crazy, but I'm doing it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I'm so blown away by how all of these cards are just folding into each other and pulling
that was
the
the
different
first
themes.
message too, was talking about from the higher perspective, looking down at yourself. And so it brought it back to that full circle.
Too funny. And so then we have Christopher, right?
Yeah, Christopher is still here, so go ahead and let's pull a card for him. That's our divine masculine energy at the round table. And a little birdie told me that Christopher is actually like a connoisseur of dad jokes. So I'm looking forward to, that was my lame attempt at a dad joke there with that little circle reference. So it's part of the Atlanta Good Vibe Tribe community. So we'll get this divine masculine card in and see what the cherry on our little divine cake of the day is going to be. This is so delightful. I love the deck, and thank you to everyone who's here for this. This is a beautiful time that we catalyze in each other just from our conversation. We're all getting downloads in our own way that are common and shared that we would not have had Canso, you and Javelin and Christopher and you and Shannon not been in this space this evening. So thank you.
Magic always happens in the live. One message.
Oh, Christopher said awesome. So we do have his permission. Yay.
Receive.
Ooh. Receive. I love that. It's the mountains again.
Yep.
And there's pink again, like the waves are pink, right?
I don't know if I'd call them waves.
Okay.
They almost look like mushrooms.
Ooh, magic mushrooms.
Kind of. It looks like a slice of portobello, you know?
Oh, says the vegan lady who just ate a bunch of vegetables for dinner.
There's two cats. There's a little man holding a yin and yang symbol.
Okay.
There's a man holding a woman, and they're in a field of flowers with the rolling green hills with the sun. There's also another moon in the background. There's an angel above with hearts on her palms, kind of blessing the whole situation. There's a woman on the one side holding a baby, and a gentleman on the other side with a bow and wings, and a face at the top with a sun over one eye and a moon over the eyebrow with stars in a forest, along with mountains and rivers flowing down to the field of flowers with the kitties. Just kidding.
That is such rich imagery. I mean, shout out to the illustrator and the card creator.
Denise Jarvie, and artwork by Lindy Longhurst.
It's like 3 layers to the picture. Each one goes in deeper. It's very, very interesting.
Oh, yeah. Let's hold this one up for you guys. 29.
Oh, there's an 11 again. Conscious co-creation. And we have one other person, Dr. Tracy J, the heart practitioner. She's in the chat, and she would like a card after Christopher. So
very cool. Welcome, Dr. Tracy. So there's this, and receive, relax. There is nothing you need to do, prove, or suffer to receive all that you desire. Open your heart to receive. Otherwise, your desires will bounce off your closed heart, and you will have nothing to give. Instead, you will create an unbalanced situation by giving away a part of you. Your desires are for you to experience, so go for it. Healing reflection. Allow your dreams and desires to enter your life. Place the receive card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the center of the mandala. This is your receiving situation. Breathe and relax. Open your heart to allow your dreams and desires to flow into your life. Look at the image. The whole of nature and the universe are working in cooperation to bring desires you have dreamt and prepared for. Your job is to relax and gracefully receive it. You are worthy because you are here. There is no need to suffer or justify why you want something. That will just get in the way of receiving. It is simple, but not always easy. Go gently and try not to get in your own way. You are becoming spiritually fitter by each experience you live, even if it feels like you're climbing a mountain. Eventually, mountains will be taken in your stride, and you'll receive the gift in the ups and downs. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the outside of the mandala and all the wonderful creations you have set in motion. Feel them coming towards you and honor the process of receiving. Allow the cycle to keep moving. Let others give to you. Receive compliments, gifts, and their help. Now you have plenty of energy to give in all forms. Close your eyes and open your heart fully to receive. When you feel ready, breathe. I am willing to receive into your body. Open your eyes and smile. Journal prompt. Are you ready to receive your dreams and desires? Write or draw how your dreams and desires will change your life.
I
There's
love
been
that.
talk within this reading about being open and receiving and allowing that energy to flow back in from what we have put out. And I really liked the talk about the mountains and like climbing and scaling the mountain, yet you'll appreciate the ups and downs on the other side of that climb.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
And it's interesting because Dr. Tracy, she's a heart communicator and angel communicator, and her business is Open Heart World, and she's always talking about open your heart to receive. But it's interesting because it came in for Christopher, and one of the things that if we look at polarity of masculine and feminine, the magnetic, the electric, right? The giving, the receiving, the yin and the yang, we all have to have that yin where we can receive and not just nurture and give and do for others. And quite frankly, we haven't given men a lot of space for that, to be in their feelings and to receive little tendernesses and emotional acknowledgments and all that kind of thing. We're like, give it to us. Women, we're the biggest consumers of romance, right? But it's like, what about the masculine heart, which says it's okay to receive a hug, it's okay to receive vulnerability, it's okay to receive adoration, right? So we're balancing out all of the heavy patriarchal patterns and templates and energies that we've all embodied, be we man or woman. Even the sacrificial mother who's like, I give all my emotions to my kids, but I don't get anything back. I'm just ungrateful kind of, acknowledgement. I'll just suffer and toil here because that's what mothers do, right? We're clearing all those patterns and saying, no, I have a right to emotionally be happy. My feelings matter. I can accept them, right? So I love that the masculine prompted that ultimate reception of feminine. So Christopher, I'm glad you were here. Thank you for embodying that and bringing it in as well for us. So, okay, Dr. Tracy, let's see what wants to come through for her, since the open heart to receive came in ahead of that. Let's see what we can do to put the cap on it for her.
I found it interesting that you said that she works with angels, and the angel was at the top of the card with her arms open wide.
With hearts on the hand, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there were hearts on the hands, yeah.
I think when that card popped up, she either came in right before or right after I was doing the draw.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
I'm here for you guys.
Running the angel of love, yes. Christopher said yes in capital letters.
Thank you for being here, Christopher and Dr. Tracy and Shannon and Jacqueline. We appreciate the energy sharing. So let's get them.
You and Jacqueline and the other folks who I can't see your names but are tuning in. Thank you.
Messages. Message. One message. We have up level.
Ooh.
And on this picture is a Rapunzel dripping down hearts out of the tower.
We just watched Tangled Sunday night. Okay, Tangled. Okay, Rapunzel, go ahead. What?
So she's dripping hearts down to her man friend at the bottom, and he's holding her hair, and then the hair tangles and wraps all the way around the mandala. There's a picture of them close, like snuggling, them kissing, them pregnant and him holding her belly, then an old lady holding a baby, then an old lady climbing the hair, And then the fellow at the bottom of the hair, the old lady cutting the hair, and the man falling to his death out of the tower. I don't know all of the meaning yet, but there are two angels, again, a sun as well, and a moon. And I don't know if it's consistent that the moon and the sun are in all the cards.
Well, of course it is. Come on. I mean,
I know.
balancing of masculine and
I
feminine,
know.
sun and moon. We just had the Virgo full moon. We're headed for the equinox. I mean, balance, integration, union, it's all
Part of it. So there's our
yeah.
card.
Oh, and you just wait. You just said that those masculine mandalas have obelisks.
I did.
Earlier.
There it is.
Wow, there it is. And what's the number on this card? 47?
41. 41.
41. Oh, that's another thing for me. All right, we've got that masculine uprising of the obelisk energy emerging from the center. That's very interesting.
What a fun journey we're taking, right?
This is hilarious.
My arms are getting tired. Working out here. All right, so let's get her lined up. Everything changes. Will you go with it or be dragged? You have healed many things and have done great work in your inner world. Now it is time to expand your horizons. Organize your life and, more importantly, your thoughts as discipline and structure create freedom. Meditation will help. Relax. You've got this. Tap into greater capabilities. Place the up-level card in front of you. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, focus on the tower. Your life has inspired a desire for freedom and new experiences. What used to keep you safe is now restricting you. Look at the angels. They are opening your mind to endless possibilities. In this time of transition, your job is to stay centered on your golden path as you keep up with the life you desire. Breathe and relax. All is well. You're expanding into the fullness of potential. Adjust and adapt to this feeling of newness. It will bring a type of flow that allows for a greater perception of all you have experienced and an absolute knowing that you are on the right path for you. Enjoy this beautiful process of becoming more. Breathe in. As you exhale, focus on the sun at the top of the mandala. Know with certainty that the path of your heart will unfold in ways that are delightful and fulfilling. Close your eyes and stay in this space for at least 3 minutes. When you feel ready, breathe. I am becoming more into your body. And open your eyes. Journal prompt. Write about or draw 3 things that frightened you to try or experiences that turned out to enrich your life. Then write or draw 3 new things you want to create or experience. Research the spiritual meaning of the fairy tale Rapunzel. Write or draw what it mirrors your life. So powerful. And I didn't realize or make the connection that it's like a tower card moment.
Yeah, I was just, as you were saying that, and you messaged me earlier this week that you checked out one of my earlier readings about the tower from my channel. And I was like, for you to have gone back that far and have brought it back up to my attention, I said, Spirit wants me to listen to it again. And I just haven't got to it yet. But as you were talking and said that, I was like, oh, so the tower comes where was that part where it says there's a structure that you made that is not what it should be, and you're asked to tear it down and rebuild, right?
I think so.
And I'm noticing the gold hair going around and around the thing. The thing that in the movie Rapunzel is that the flower essence had been infused into her hair. And so the evil woman kidnapped her to basically siphon off that beauty, that energy, right? So like what we have on the inside, the high vibration, the loving, the purity, the pure essence can be desired by others who wish to take it rather than to cultivating their own, right? So her hair grew and grew and grew, and it was just immense. And that what you could see going around the tower, it was like there was no limit to how much we can exude of that divine spark within us, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Beautiful.
I just love the illustrations.
The deck is really awesome. I mean, if ever there's a testimony to a deck and its ability to bring in messages, then this evening's readings have definitely done that. And Dr. Tracy, thank you for coming in and having us put another little, it's like cherries, whipped cream, nuts, hot fudge, caramel, and good old vanilla non-dairy ice cream, right? No, but it was like all the ingredients that needed to come through in our little contributory place here. And those who will catch it later, you're meant to be connected in the mandala of this energy that's coming through in our conversation this evening.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not just going to live right here, it's going to reverberate and expand into our consciousness and unfold over the coming minutes, days, and weeks going forward from here. So hold up the front of the box again, Melanie, and let's just check out. This is the Mandala Healing Oracle by Denise Jarvie and illustrated by who again? I can't remember.
Lindy Longhurst.
Longhurst. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you, everyone who came next week. My guest on the Psychic Inside show is Pat Lynn, who is a quantum healing and hypnosis therapist, which QHHT is awesome. And I'm interested to talk to him. But the follow-up to his show, I'm going to be pulling my reincarnation cards, the Far Awakening Far Memory reincarnation cards. That deck is very interesting to use because we can tap in and like get some insights. And so if you guys come back next week, I'll draw a card for everyone and you can see if there's something that's going to come out in your story, and we can probably see how our stories wind up connecting to each other for whoever shows up next week. So
Such a beautiful journey. And thank you so much, Joelle, for having me. And
I do want to see your colored book.
okay, hang on real quick.
Yeah, so if you have a deck, if you're a creator, I know Dr. Tracy, we're going to have her back on to talk about her 12 Layers of Love deck and tool and resource. And hopefully Shannon will come on to talk about the Anno Spirit Tarot that she gifted me with. So Christopher and the Zombie Tarot. We've got lots of conversations to have. The basic thing is that these are ways for us to talk with spirit in a way that, of course, we can talk without cards. But if you love art and you love the creative experience of having that conversation visually and with the meditative things that the creators write, I just think it's beautiful. And it's definitely deepened my own spiritual practices to use oracle decks like this.
I missed some of that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's perfectly all right. I was just sharing.
I'm hoping to one day be able to create an oracle deck and do different mandalas and do different designs, because I really enjoy the process of it and being able to like pull a theme from whatever is created and spin off to that. But this is the front of the book.
Oh, beautiful.
And this was a mandala I drew, and then I colored a print of it, or actually I colored the original, and it hangs on our wall. And
oh, wow.
Did the color with colored pencils. And so the process of creating the mandala on the front, it's an 11 by 14 size, and it took 10 to 12 hours.
Wow.
To then color it in took 15 to 16 hours.
Wow.
So my mandalas are quite detailed in the coloring.
Definitely put me down for one of those.
Oh, very cool. Thank you so much. I did an acknowledgements page because I felt that I did that very first thing. I felt that I needed to acknowledge the people in my life who like helped me get to where I was to be able to write the book in the first place. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Then it goes into what a mandala is and how it's applied to life and the rules of mandalas. Should I do the rules of mandala since it's Mandala Healing Oracle deck? Yeah. Life is not perfect, and neither are mandalas. Made a mistake, that's okay. Learn to incorporate it into your current mandala and keep moving forward. The mistake may look huge when it first happens, but by the end of your mandala journey or life, you won't even notice it. And that's something I always tell my students, is that we make these mistakes and they seem so huge at the time when you're drawing on the paper, you're painting. And then by the time you get to the finish line, you realize that you can't even see the mistake anymore. And because of that mistake, the journey shifted into an alternate direction that you wouldn't have shifted it had you not made that mistake. And that goes for life, 1000%. When we acknowledge the mistake and we're like, F it, I can't change it, I just got to keep moving forward, you're able to flow through life a lot easier. 3, what you do to one space, you repeat it all the way around the mandala, even if it is a mistake. Almost every mandala I have created has a mistake that has become a significant part of the mandala that would not have been created unless it was an accident. Embrace the happy accidents in your life.
Happy little accidents.
4, if you get lost, come back to center. Close your eyes and breathe. It will be okay. When you're ready, pick up and start again, just like in life. You fall down, you get back up again. From there, I made a collection of different styles of borders and petals to apply. There's a practice page to practice doing the centers of mandalas, to practice different design ideas while you're drawing. And then it flows into 10 prints that you can color. And then it gets into the stencil portion, where I provide the stencils that I work with in order to create the mandalas. And I don't believe I used any type of stencil on the one behind us, but there's a variety of different patterns.
Oh, wow, cool.
Create different shapes and doodles and designs. There's more blank ones like the one behind me that was built similar to this.
And that's very similar to the last card that was in that deck. Or the one that Christopher got, the receive card, had the 3 circle boundaries in it.
Actually, several of them did. This one. Oh, that one came out. Receive, that one,
Yeah, that one has the 3, yeah.
And then this one as well. So crazy. And then this page takes you to the YouTube channel video so that you can draw along with me and I teach you on the video. This gets to buy more books if you wanted more books. And that gets you to the Instagram page to link you up with me in the mandala journey, where I share lots of nature pictures, because nature is the biggest mandala. We are walking on a mandala right now. We're just all in the layers of it.
Right.
And I just, you hit the nail on the head last night when you said I was like a nature
keeper. Keeper. Yeah.
So there's my book, and I will be putting in an order for more to hook everybody up and get that ball rolling again. So if you're interested in a copy of the book, please find me on my channel, hit me up in the comments, or find me on Instagram at Naked Lady Mandalas and send me a DM, and I will get you set up to receive your book. And I mentioned the shells last night, and so I was going to show you.
I don't have a picture of mine handy. I was going to look for it.
Beautiful. I want to send you an update, Shell, because I've now used Sharpie pens, and it's so much clearer of lines, and it's so much more detailed than what I was able to put on with a paintbrush.
Well, I will always receive anything you wish to gift me with, and energy exchange with you is always a blessing. So.
Oh yes, absolutely. So thank you again, Joelle, for all you've done to get us here and enjoy this time tonight together.
Oh yeah, this is my enjoyment. We'd be doing this anyway. We're just doing it in public, right? We'd be talking and sending, texting, card pictures. Everybody who I know, my friend Dr. Tracy is always like, "Are you gonna go again?" Because I'm always pulling out a deck of cards. Like, let me see what Spirit wants to say. So it's nice to be here with other people in the Good Vibe Tribe community who are drawn to have the peek behind the cards in this particular episode and the conversation with you, Melanie. This has been a blessing to me. So everybody, we will see you next week on Wednesday for another episode of In the Cards. And Melanie, I'll see you out in cyberspace. And of course, bookmark it, because we are going to be putting out a retreat in the Outer Banks of North Carolina in the fall to do mandalas, medicine. We're going to do a lot of stuff.
Meditation, music.
Yeah, so all right, everyone, thanks for joining us. Have a beautiful week and sending you so much namaste.
Peace, love, and namaste, everybody. So much love to you all. Thank you so much, Joelle, and thank you all for being here.